Thank you for choosing the SNL Fan Podcast, and I'm your host, just some guy named Jay. And in this installment of the SNL Fan Podcast, basically what I'm going to do is review the Tina Fey and Arcade Fire episode of Saturday Night Live, the season premiere of the 2013-2014 season. But before I do that, I want to give a quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to ACM Records. ACM Records is a large independent record label that's based in New Jersey that has hundreds of artists from all over the globe, not just from New Jersey, but it's just in other parts of the world. They have artists from Australia, they have artists from Europe, Asia, all types of artists, and a lot in the States here. And they have artists from all types of genres, from rock, punk, ska, reggae, R&B, hip hop, rock, industrial metal, gospel, just all types of artists. And every single last one of the artists on there is very talented. The music is tight. You should check it out. I'm going to put the links in the information box below. And also the label is looking for individuals to join their street team. And if you're interested in doing that, you can fill out the form in the information box below as well. This is a great way if you're looking to get into the music industry on the administrative end of it, or just the kind of behind the scenes. This is a good way to get some experience and get some connections, meet people, blah blah blah. And the information is in the information box below. Check it out. Okay, time for the review. All right. Let's start off with the cold. Well, of course, the show starts off with the cold openings. I'm gonna start off with that as well, because I give a play-by-play, skit-by-skit review, and I want to say that they started out the cold opening pretty good. It was a good way to incorporate a lot of the previous cast members all in one skit. Obama talking about with Jay Pharaoh as Obama talking about the Affordable Care Act. Talking about the health care. Aidy Bryant, she did her thing in it. She was funny. Jay Pharaoh, pretty much the straight man in it, just playing Obama, playing it straight. He had a couple of jokes in there himself too. Basically his reactions to the people getting up there talking. Bobby Moynihan got a big cheer. So I guess that Bobby Moynihan is going to pretty much be the star of this season. In addition to Kenan, because Kenan's pretty much the only the only person with name recognition in the cast right now, if you ask me. Not saying he's the best, but let's be honest. I don't think Taran Killam is a household name yet. And Bobby Moynihan's part was funny. The jacking off gag. Beck Bennett, him describing that whole incident, that was funny. Senator Ted Cruz, Taran Killam as a senator, that was funny. Kate McKinnon ripped it as the doctor. She came up there smoking. And her performance was smoking too. It was pretty much a very good cold opening. Jesse, from Breaking Bad, his cameo appearance, that was really good. It seemed like he pretty much co-hosted this episode. It would be good to see him host, but since this is the last season of Breaking Bad, I don't see that happening unless he does unless he gets on another hit show or he has a big major role in something. I don't see that happening. I see Bryan Cranston hosting again before he hosts, But it was good having him appear all through the episode. What else? Kenan's part was funny. The cold opener was pretty solid. I enjoyed it. It was just a good way to reintroduce, everybody's favorite, past cast members, I think it was everybody. I think everybody but Vanessa was in every main player except for, I guess, for Vanessa and Seth and Nasim was in the cold opening. I think. Yeah, everybody was. It was a good way to start it off. It was good to see Aidy and Cecily promoted to the main cast, which I wasn't really expecting Aidy to be promoted like that. I thought she was going to be featuring Aidy and 6 other people. But I guess they had to kind of separate them from the other new members. And Aidy really Cecily definitely showed pulled her weight last season. And Aidy was solid, but I just thought I didn't think she would be promoted so quickly. But yeah, it's good to see her in the opening credits though, and in the beginning. Tina's monologue was funny. Tina Fey always gives a solid performance when she hosts. In my opinion, this was actually the weakest one. This is her fourth appearance. Was actually Tina's weakest appearance because Tina wasn't really. I don't know. I mean, she was good, but I don't think they really played to her strengths. I think it was pretty much about showing off the new cast and kind of just, I don't know. A lot of these skits seem like it was just like throwaway gags. Well, not throwaway gags, throwaway skits from last season. Like they kind of just copied and pasted. Like they just took Fred and Bill and Jason out and just kind of wrote in Taran and Kenan and Bobby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it felt like last season. It didn't feel like a new season, really, in my opinion. But yeah, Tina Malo was funny. The part about her not having any characters, that bit was funny. Especially the girl with no theme song. That was especially when they said how's she gonna start her sketch. I like that. I also like the way when Tina first walked out, how she checked her bra to make sure she didn't have another wardrobe malfunction. The dancing bit, that was good. Have all the featured cast members come up there and dance behind her and kind of embarrass themselves. I guess it wasn't really that embarrassing. They just, glad to be up there. If I was a featured cast member, I definitely would have took it. John Milhiser had a hard time getting his pants off, though. That's strike one for him. Strike one for John Milhiser. You couldn't get your pants off. And I like how Tina said, good job. We don't. What did she say? She said I should have made that in my notes. She said, okay, good job. You're no longer needed, or something like that. Well, she said something like that at the end where everybody was clapping, like, okay, you're done now, or something like, or something. It was funny because I mean, pretty much featured cast members aren't, they don't really get much to do, And actually, I think the season premiere is going to be. I think actually this episode and maybe the Miley Cyrus episode is when we're going to see the most we're going to see out of some of these featured guys. Because I can imagine some of them is not going to get anything to say for the next couple of months. You know what I'm saying? The girls sketch. I've never seen the show. I've heard a lot about it though. And Lena Dunham, I thought she was going to host last season. I actually had her on my list of people I thought was going to host. The only thing I really know about girls, other than Lena Dunham is the star of the show, is that Tom Leykis says a lot of bad things about it. And what was, Tom Leykis really disses this show, girls. But what made it funnier is all those things that kind of Tom Leykis talks about when he's dissing the show. Because Tom Leykis, the radio guy, Tina's character, the Shagufta or whatever her name was, the foreign exchange, whatever, the foreign woman that kind of joins the clique. It was kind of like Tina was like her character was kind of dissing the show too, like kind of like how Tom Leykis. That's what made me laugh about it because all the things that Tom Leykis talks about when he's dissing on the show is what Tina's character was kind of when she was dissing the girls. Yeah, so that was pretty funny, The airline sketch, that was great. I loved it, The performers was solid. Brooks with the Brooks Wheelan and John Milhiser sight gag, that was pretty funny. It said all parents with small children get on, and then all children with small parents get on next, and showed Brooks Wheelan as a big kid, and John Milhiser as a as a tiny adult. That was pretty funny, Yeah, they did that good. I couldn't really hear what Brooks said though. He's like, "Yeah, plane" or something like that. I don't know. He needs to speak up into the mic, cause I don't know. You know what? I can tell these guys apart. I guess because I kind of, I don't know. I could tell these guys apart, but I tell you a funny thing. We remember that season when Dean Edwards, Amy Poehler, Jeff Richards, and Seth Meyers all joined? Even though I recognized Jeff a little bit from MadTV, I sometimes couldn't tell Seth and Jeff apart. And I know that's funny because they look nothing alike. But in few sketches, like if one had on a fake mustache or something, or somebody walked through real fast and was a waiter or something, I didn't know, was that Jeff? Was that Seth? Was that him? Because all I saw was just two white guys that I couldn't really recognize. But I know that's odd. That's crazy now because Seth, you could definitely tell them apart. But I don't know. But I could tell these guys apart. I know some people in the message boards and the forums were like, I can't really tell these guys apart. But okay, yeah. Enough about me being able to tell them apart. Okay, I got a good eye. Anyway, moving right along. Nasim had one half of a line, and that one performance was better than some of these people who had 5 lines and stuff like that. Nasim, she's solid, but I mean, I hope this is not her. I hope because last season Nasim really wasn't in anything, and I hope this season isn't going to be the same thing. I hope just Nasim isn't going to have like one line. And, just one line and just one good sketch every couple of shows. Because I really want to see Nasim become a big, like, part of the show. And I think she has it in her. I'd rather see Nasim do a lot of things on the show than Vanessa. Because I think Nasim's way talented, maybe more talented than Vanessa. And I think Vanessa's not going to get that much to do either. Especially since Cecily is... they're going to. It looks like they're going to give all their best stuff to Cecily, and Aidy. Aidy's good, man. Ain't no way around that. Aidy's good, So I think they're going to try to push Aidy and Kate, So I don't know about Nasim and Vanessa. I don't know how that's going to work out for them. Anyway, moving right along. Kenan's part was good in that sketch. Bobby Moynihan, he didn't say anything, and it was funny. The way when they said all farters, and he kind of creeped up there and had that sneaky look on his face, that was classic, man. Bobby Moynihan, I'm definitely looking forward to him giving some of the best performances this season, because and I think Bobby Moynihan has improved a lot, because I remember when he was new, I really didn't like him that much. I'm just be honest, I didn't even like that Mark Payne character that he had. A lot of people liked it. I didn't like it that much. And his impersonations, I mean, he's just a fat guy playing fat guys. They're not really that much accurate. But throughout the years, especially last season, he did pretty good, So I'm looking forward to seeing more Bobby Moynihan, Let's see, moving right along to the next skit. The new cast members game show. That was funny. I liked it. I liked the little sight gag where they showed the arcade fire and they showed the new cast members. Like if you didn't know any better, you would have thought the same. That was funny. You would have thought the same thing. Like, hold up, is he in the cast, or is this a new guy, or is this some kind of, or is he part of the band? I mean, if you weren't an SNL fanatic and you were just flipping through channels or didn't have anything to do on a Saturday night, and you just happened to look at that sketch, I know you probably would have been like, I don't know, I can't tell. It was still funny though, Kenan did. Like I said, I called it. I said Kenan was going to be the new guy that they call on for all these parts. Like, he played the game show guy. He played Kenan pretty much was in every skit almost, other than Weekend Update and maybe something else. I don't know. Kenan Thompson was in every skit. I called it. I said that Kenan Thompson was going to be the guy that the writers is going to put in everything because they're used to him. They're used to him. They know what he can do. Even new writers, I think, is going to put Kenan in their sketches because of that recognition. I knew it. And Kenan did his thing. Especially when Kenan shouted at him, said, "No, you don't get any lines. You don't get to say that. You got to earn that." No lines. That was hilarious. Yeah, you got to earn them lines, fellas. Featured cast members. Let's see. Everyone laughed when Tina said, when Kyle walked off, and Tina was like, "Yeah, that guy's gonna do great." And everybody laughed like that was funny. The audience laughter at that part, Yeah, that guy's gonna do great. You're going places. And I just want to say something about Kyle's performance too. Uh, a lot of people on the message boards, a lot of people on my podcast in the comment section, I was talking about how funny Kyle Mooney is and things like that. And I did not like Kyle in this skit. He played nervous too hard. Like he didn't seem like he was actually playing a nervous guy. I don't know. He tried too hard or something. I didn't like it. And then when he said salutation, like I don't know it. Uh, 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 okay. I'm hoping that he'll do good, but I don't know. I wasn't really sold on that one thing he did. Lorne Michaels was funny in it when he came through and said, "Is he the black one?" And then Kenan said, "Hey." Kenan was like, "Oh, it's a humbling experience that put me on my place. I've known this dude half my life." that's what he, would call me the black one. The end part was funny too when Tina was like, "Do I win anything?" And Kenan was like, "Don't you have enough?" That was Didn't Seth Meyers say a joke like that when they did when she won the Mark Twain Award, I think. When she won the Mark Twain Award, I think didn't Seth Meyers say something like, "Don't you get another award? Don't you got enough?" Like something. That was funny. That was funny. Let's see the E-Meth skit, that was pretty funny. Taran, the character, Jesse, all of them, Kate, they killed it. I loved what they did in the E-Meth skit. And Brooks Wheelan, man, I loved his performance, man. And Kenan was chasing him around the living room. Yeah, Brooks, I'm definitely looking forward to the things that Brooks Wheelan is going to do. He's a funny stand-up. I mean, already he's got my vote. So, I don't really judge the music, Arcade Fire's performance, but that beat was kind of hot. That beat was kind of hot to the first song he did. Let's see. Weekend update with Seth Meyers and Cecily Strong. Seth's jokes were kind of. It's like he's running out, man. Like, I actually would like to see Seth Meyers, because I guess like the thing, Lauren wanted to keep Seth Meyers in the public eye, so when his show does come out, it's not like they have to like really promote it hard. But in a way, I'm kind of thinking like I'm not even after seeing Seth on Weekend Update so much. Like I'm not even looking forward to late night actually, because it's like, man, you're not. I don't like. It's like okay. It's like I kind of want to see a break, but then again, people have short attention spans. So I guess if you take a break, you're gonna, if he takes a break, I guess people are gonna be like, who is Seth Meyers? That's how it is. We live in that world now, man. That's why artists put out so much music and things like that, and there's just so many. Like you can't just do one thing anymore. Yeah, you have to just stay in the public eye, because we'll forget about you. We'll turn it to Kim Kardashian and Honey Boo Boo in a minute. You know what I'm saying? To forget about you. So I guess it's like a good thing and a bad thing, But we'll see. We'll see what happens, because Seth, man, he's like, he's burning out on Weekend Update. And Cecily Strong, oh my God, man, Cecily Strong, please, like she needs to tone it down a little bit. And you know what? I'm gonna be the one to say this. It seems like Cecily is doing an impersonation of Seth Meyers. It's on Weekend Update. It doesn't seem like she's being herself. She's being Seth. She's being Seth. She's being sarcastic. She's delivering the jokes like Seth would deliver them. Don't do it like that. Cecily, you need to own the Weekend Update desk, like Tina said when she came out. You need to own it. You need to be you. Don't be the next Seth Meyers. Be the first Cecily Strong. Until then, I'm gonna keep calling you. You know what your new name is? Your new name is Cecily. That's corny. I'm still going. Your name is Cecily right now, because you're not trying to be Cecily. You're trying to be Seth. So be you. Find your own rhythm. Deliver it how you're going to deliver it. Don't. I had to spin it because Amy Poehler was herself. I mean, what I'm trying to say is that Amy Poehler had her own angle on it. Amy wasn't trying to be like Tina. Amy was being Amy. And that's what you're gonna have to do, Cecily. Cecily. You're not Cecily anymore. You're Cecily until you get it right. Tina Fey's part was good. Kyle Mooney doing the bad comic. That stuff has been done to death, man. I mean, that character. Everybody has a bad comic character. Where it's like some anti-comedy. What's this? Like like everybody has that. Kenan has one. People have these characters. This has been done on SNL for a long time, and Fred Armisen perfected it. Fred Armisen was the king of the comics that suck. You'll say he pretty much all of the majority of his characters were a bunch of stand-up comics who were not funny. That was funny about them, that they weren't that funny. You know what I'm saying? And they had their own personalities. They had their own, like, I don't know. Kyle's character, it seems like one of those things, like, if it was a character on a sitcom, it would be funny because the situation would be funny. But him talking and him describing his situation, you know what? No. Okay. Let me put it to you like this. That character that Kyle Mooney did, if it had a skit, if he did a skit like that, I would like it. I think I would have liked it. But that on Weekend Update, that don't work. And I hope that's not your A game. Because if that's your A game, man, I'm gonna have to. That's strike two for you, Kyle. John Milhiser got strike one. Kyle Mooney strike two. You know what I'm saying? That's strike two. The first strike was you in the game show skit, and you were being nervous too hard. You were just like over the top nervous. I'm a Monday morning quarterback. That's what I am. Let's see. These guys are great. I like looking at them. Anyway, Drunk Uncle. This one kind of bombed in my opinion, but the audience still liked it. I mean, it didn't bomb. I mean, the audience was feeling it, but I wasn't. I just like Jesse's part, basically. I do like the Drunk Uncle character, but this was the weakest. This was kind of the weakest one in my opinion. I think people just did it. I think Bobby just did it just to kind of, just so he could show everybody that he's back and. This is the new season, and this is the new Stefan. But he ain't got, this ain't as funny as Stefan, just being real with you. Going back to Cecily's performance. I want to kind of compare it to kind of Charles Rocket a little bit. Charles Rocket, when he tried to come off like Bill Murray, he was kind of hammy, and he just wasn't good when he tried to be like Bill Murray. But when he abandoned that Bill Murray thing, and toned it down and he started being himself or started doing it his way, that's when he started like, okay, this could work. I'm still not going to say it was funny, but okay, this could work. Like when he did the Rocket reports, I was like, okay, yeah, this is his thing. He's good. But, but you can't be the next somebody else. You have to be the first you. And if you are going to be like the next somebody else, it has to seem natural. It can't seem like you're forcing it, Like, because there's a lot of people who are like, they want to say, well, this fat guy is the next John Belushi, but it's not like they're trying to be John Belushi. They're just coming off like that, It's different when you just come off like that naturally as opposed to, we know that's not you. You're just trying too hard, like Cecily is doing right now. Tone it down, Cecily. All right, moving on to the taxidermist. Skit, the thing. Like I said, Kenan's going to be that guy that they're going to call on for everything. Like they did in this skit. I didn't really, it wasn't that good. It wasn't that bad either. It was just kind of, meh. They could have did without it, It wasn't really a strong skit. The animals were funnier than Tina Fey and Taran Killam in it. I'm sorry. The car scene was the funniest part of it. Where the little animal was driving in the car. That was funny. When Tina backed up into that deer though, the deer was, oh my God, the deer was cross-eyed. That was that was funny. You know what would have made this skit funnier if Kenan's character would have said, oh, and by the way, would have described the backstory to why the animals were all in there. Like, yeah, she's blackmailing the woman is back. The mistress is blackmailing the director, and say that you got to give my retarded brother a job. And that would have been funny because I would have been thinking, why are they showing all these animals? Why are they showing these stuffed animals? And they gave away the joke too fast. It's a little that you can't give away the joke too early. It makes the rest of the skit kind of seem not as funny. I think they would have got a bigger laugh if they would have explained a little later why all those stuffed animals were in there. That's my opinion. But I know I'm not on SNL though. Let's see what else. The car skit. Where Michael Bryan got a skit all to himself. The only featured cast member that had the most lines. Oh yeah, and by the way, I want to say this too, Michael Bryan. Strike one for you too, buddy. You know what I'm saying? They look like they got Michael Bryan off the street. I know they didn't get him off the street. I know they got him out of the writers' room and promoted him. But he just seemed like I could have did this. They should have let. Wow, his performance was so worse than Tim Robinson's last season. Tim Robinson, I think they said Tim Robinson wrote this skit, and it had the feel of Tim Robinson all over it. But you know what? I didn't say a lot of good things about Tim Robinson last season, but I want to say if Tim Robinson did this skit, it would have been funnier. They just traded places, man, and Tim Robinson. Man, it just didn't come off right, man. Michael Bryan's performance in that. 7 Minutes is Heaven is way better. He needs to do something like that, then, because this ain't for him, man. If that was your A game, and he was kind of stumbling over some of his lines too, man. Like, you can't read either. Can't read cue cards. What's up, man? Strike one, Michael Bryan. Hopefully next season not next season. Hopefully next episode you'll do better. But nah, not not on this one, man. You just came off like a guy off the street. Yeah, Tim Robinson could have played this. Tina Fey is the crazy wife. That was alright. They could have did without that too. They could have, because the main joke was about the cars, selling the cars. That was actually Michael Bryan could have just did that part He could have just did that without Tina. Like, Tina didn't add nothing. Well, not really take nothing away, but it's just that was like two separate sketches. I do like layered jokes in sketches. I don't like those one note, one joke sketches. But this was not. This I don't know. This could have been two separate sketches. And Tim could have wrote them both. Maybe this was two sketch ideas he pitched and decided to put them all in one or something. I don't know. But the Model T joke, that was funny. And this car has everything, like seats. That was funny. But it was funny because Tim Robinson wrote it funny, not because Mike Meyers. Excuse me. I'm sorry for calling Michael Bryan Mike Meyers. That's blasphemous. How dare me? I strike one for me for saying that. Because oh my God, no, you're not. Michael Bryan, man. Oh man, I was looking forward to seeing Michael Bryan's performance. I was like, oh my God, Michael Bryan in the skit by himself. Oh my God, let's see what he's gonna do. And then he does this. Man, you guys better step it up for this Miley Cyrus episode, man. That's all I got to say about that. And let me go to the last skit. The two models. Yeah, it was funny. I always like those skits. The jokes are always hitting. And what part did I like in there the most? I'm looking at my notes. Like when Vanessa said black guy affairs. That was funny. Tina's part. I like these skits, but Tina's part, I don't know. It's like this was the kind of the weakest one out of all of them, though. But it was still good, though. I like when Tina said, I saw you on House Hunters. You picked the wrong house. That was funny. And then say, I've never seen a man's genitals, but I know good junk. I'm still in that joke. How can I use it though? I'm a guy. Well, I guess Well, anyway, yeah, that was funny. That was a good, that was a funny, that was a funny line though. I don't, you know what? In closing, I don't think Tina wrote any of this. I don't. This doesn't seem like, I don't know. Maybe Tina maybe contributed to the monologue or something like that. I don't know, because this seems below Tina. Like Tina brings like that A game. Like, I don't. I think Tina just said, you know what, I'm gonna let you guys do your thing. Give me your sketches. Give me your pieces, and I'll read them. Blah blah blah. I don't care. Cause this did not feel like Tina. Like Tina is like the gold standard of modern day comedy writing, if you ask me. And I know somebody's gonna definitely disagree with me on that, but I'll defend that. I believe that Tina Fey is one of the best right now. You know. Uh, but yeah, overall, a lot of people didn't like this episode. The only thing the only thing I really didn't like about this episode, that it felt too much like last season. It didn't have a new feel to it, even with the new cast members. Like, it just felt like they just kind of copied and pasted sketch ideas from last season. You know. But yeah, you know what I'm saying. That's all I'd like to say too. Even though I gave the guys strikes. You know what? You know what? Let's see what they'll do next. We'll see what they'll do on the next couple episodes. Again, check out the music from ACM Records, and if you're interested, join the street team. That's all I'd like to say. I'm just some guy named Jay. Good night, and have a pleasant tomorrow.